Hey, good evening here. Dave Jorgensen with number 24 of my video challenge, which will be every day from now on for a while, for a good while. Um, I'd like to entitle this little talk, um, Do the Best with What You Have. Do the best with what you have. And when I was in about the 8th grade, we had some people move into our area. And we all went to a parochial school, like I was telling you. So it was a small school, and we know most everybody. Well, everybody. Everybody knew everybody. And anyway, he was a grade ahead of me, but younger than me. I started when I was almost 8, so I was 19 plus when I graduated. Um, had a chance to take an extra grade to catch up, but I couldn't forego playing ball that summer, so I gave it up. I got all the way through the arithmetic book, and all that stuff, but I just couldn't do it. I want to play ball in the summertime. And so anyway, this friend of mine um, loved to go fishing. Now, I never grew up fishing, didn't care two hoots about fishing. And anyway, one day, him and his dad talked me into going fishing with them out to the jetty. We lived right in Fortuna, California there, and between there and Eureka, there was a big long jetty that and had kind of a little bay in behind it, but the ocean was right out there, and they were going to go out there on the jetty, on the docks, and fish. Well, I didn't even have a fishing pole, so they got a bamboo pole with some line on it for me. And I thought, well, how am I supposed to do anything with this? I won't catch as many fish as they do because I don't have the proper equipment. But, I went out there and I had fun anyway. And you know what? I caught more than they did. I caught actually more fish than him and his father did. And I even snagged a flounder. Anyway, it was a good lesson. Work with what you have. And later on, after we'd been to Vietnam and back, he was married. We both worked in the big redwood mill, and we rode back and forth to work together. And he wanted to leave early because he wanted to go fishing. Now, I found no pleasure in going out there, and it's not even hardly daylight yet, and your fingers are so cold, you can't hardly do anything with the hooks and, all that stuff. And they're standing shoulder to shoulder. Now, how do you keep your line straight? It just amazed me why anybody would want to go fishing that bad, to get up early and go out there and fish. But that's what they loved. I mean, every one of them out there loved it. They would give their eye teeth to go out there and freeze to death and fish. And, he, even as a kid, he used to sneak down to the river, and he was a little bit illegal. But when the big salmon were coming up the Eel River, he'd gaff them. He'd get these great big 40-pounders and take them home. And I don't even care to eat fish. But my fish story is, work with what you have. If you don't have the best, when you're here in sand, I don't have the best knowledge. I really suck when it comes to tech, and it slowed me way up. I've decided it's not going to slow me up anymore, but it does slow me up a little bit because I have to spend a lot more time doing what I'm doing. But I'm learning it, and the more I learn, the easier it gets. And I found out here in the sand, do the best with what you have. Some people already have a lot of knowledge on computers and know the language and all of that stuff, and understand, what's happening and what to do. I understand what needs to happen, but I have a little hard time doing it. I just ran some traffic and ended up putting it in the wrong it's still going through the super affiliate funnel thing. Well, anyway, the old funnel that takes the traffic to your SAN page instead of going through ClickFunnels where you can really track it. Well, fortunately, I only ordered $40 worth, 120 clicks, so I have to transfer them all over to my Aweber. And just because I struggled with tech, I spent all day trying to do it, and then I found out how to do it, and then I did it wrong. I copied and sent to the vendor the wrong links. I didn't send them the ClickMagick link that I had all set up, so it didn't go through ClickMagick. So anyway, you learn as you go. You just flow with the mistakes, But I'm happy because I've seen the system working, and it's working for me, and it's going to continue to work for me. And over the next few months, I'm going to raise a ruckus with my family because they're going to see that I'm doing something and I have something that they don't have, and they're going to want it. And guess what? I'll just tell them, I tried to tell you to do it. Now you're way behind. And so I'm just doing the best of what I have. And sometimes I don't even really enjoy it because this thing that's called brain in my head there, it does not like to stretch its limits. It wants to just do the easy thing. Yeah, I think that all has to do with my post-traumatic stress disorder, but it's made me a toadstool, a lazy thing. And I used to be always outside. I'd be outside working all day. Neighbors used to worry about me getting a sunstroke, but not anymore. Sit in the house with the air conditioner, but now I've changed what I do when I'm sitting in here, and hopefully I'll even change it more drastically so that I spend no time doing nothing of value. It's all going to be spent doing something worthwhile, and the SAN is worthwhile. I believe in it 1,000+%. I believe in it more and more every day. So check it out. Check the links out near this video and for yourself. Goodbye for tonight.